Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today we are watching Lower Decks, Season 1, Episode 7, Much Ado About Boimler. I've been spending a lot of times in the intro just bamfing and talking about all the things I'm looking forward to. We're going to talk about and react to all that stuff after we've watched the episode, my friends, because I'm too excited to talk about anything right now except the following. If you could smash that like button, hit that subscribe and ring-a-ding-ding that bell for notifications for any time we go live over here on YouTube for Star Trek or sci-fi related content, I would be greatly appreciative. But right now, my friends, I'm not going to bamf anymore. Right now is a time for Star Trek Lower Decks, my favorite thing to watch. My friends, this is a series I adore. I hope you like it too. And if you're watching for the first time, let's go. And if you're recapping and rewatching with me, thank you. My friends, it's time to engage maximum warp reaction. And away we go. Whew. Ooh, everybody's tired.
I did it! I updated the dog.
What is that even?
We have a doggo?
Come here. She's 5% faster and 6% smarter. You know, I hand-edited all 6 billion sequences. It was really fun.
Look what you did.
Yes, you do.
I don't get it. You could have built any life form at all and you did this? It just looks like a normal dog.
Rutherford?
No spoilers, but it's super funny.
Oh my god, the snort. The snort.
This is a normal dog and she's messing with us.
Oh. Oh. It is. Oh dear God.
Something I need to care about.
All of a sudden, we had a little bit of the Thing flash in there, and my stomach, for those of you that have watched my Thing reaction, when that happened, my stomach didn't growl or anything. It immediately perked up like, wait a minute, what are we watching? Hopefully that was the cold open and we don't have some type of spider demon dog here for the rest of the episode, which would be great, I'm sure. But you know what? We got a little bit from Tendi there, but you know what we got? Rutherford. Why was Rutherford so dismissive of anything that one of his friends would have done? But he actually seemed like irritated by it. Like, it's just a dog. Rutherford, come on, buddy. It's not like Tendi's from Earth. I mean, it's an alien life form for her. Even if she was from Earth, she made a fucking dog. I mean, it's crazy. I don't understand that, though. That was a little off for Rutherford's character. We'll see.
In our absence, the Cerritos will receive a temporary transfer of command to a visiting captain.
A visiting captain?
Visiting captain? No, so lame. I don't want some babysitter Jellicoe type hovering over us when we're...
Jellicoe. So it's not a cold open. Oh my God.
If I part my hair like this, do I look more promotable or less? More, less, more, less?
Yeah, sure.
What's up with Rutherford?
But how am I supposed to do that if nobody's gonna help me test it?
Ooh, I'll do it. I can tell the new captain that in my spare time I enjoy improving efficiency.
Okay, cool. Okie dokie.
What?
That was like half a second faster than normal.
Do it again!
Why do you need...
Oh man, I thought I solved this.
What?
Ooh, that noise is interesting.
It's just cosmetic.
What's that noise? Is that me?
You hardly notice it.
Boy, that was loud. Lord.
There she is. Are you surprised? Oh my gosh, I thought you were on the Oakland.
The Oakland.
And you're a freaking captain now? Get those title bumps, girl. Yeah, I'm kind of a big deal.
Captain Ramsey speaks fondly of your time at the Academy.
It's our first Vulcan.
Curious that you're still an ensign.
Don't pip shame her.
Dude, what is wrong with you?
Nothing, I'm just phasing. How long is this gonna last?
How am I supposed to know? You look like a goddamn science project.
Then ow, why?
I figured it out.
Can we at least make him not hum? Oh, we're good.
I'm literally hard to look at. I mean, what if
Hard to look at.
And they're
Everyone just calls it the farm. You'll be paying
Farm.
you and Mr. Whatever the hell that thing is over there.
Okay, time out real quick. Anytime that you have something called the farm, it is never good. Never good.
We don't have any on Orion. We're really missing out. Dogs are great.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh, look at you. You just
Does she not see it yet? Has it not like transformed in front of Tendi?
Come on, give me the dirt. Have you seen Ransom's photon torpedo?
What?
So, what do you say? Wanna be my first officer?
What?
All right, let's do this. Number 1.
Oh, wow. Oh, no, no, no. Mariner doesn't like this type of stuff. Who is... Oh, again, the farm is never a good thing. Ever, ever, ever.
Greetings. I am the Division 14 medical specialist. Stepping aboard this vessel is consent to be surrounded by dark abnormalities.
Red herring. This guy's not evil, but...
The farm cures all.
Maybe not. Maybe he is evil. And listen, a transmutating pup? A pupper that can turn into anything?
Nobody ever talks about this, but they smell like old trash bags.
What?
Oh, they have to stink, right?
Do you often disrupt missions?
No, I mean, I do regular Starfleet stuff too.
Oh, no. Mariner, be you.
Hey, are you on a different mission, or are you coming with us?
Oh, sorry, right, I'll just, okay.
Couldn't they have maybe transported closer?
We osmose our most brackish gratitude.
We osmose.
Mariner, the tricorders!
I think I left them in the transporter room.
Try clearing it with a subsonic pulse.
Nice job.
I left all our tricorders back on the Cerritos.
Oh, come on.
Strange. The Rubidoux should have arrived by now.
Well, Captain Dayton isn't exactly punctual, but we may as well follow up. Initiate long-range scan.
It's you, Mariner.
Here we go. Sorry, hold on.
No, no, no.
Hey, just breathe. You've got this.
Yeah, come on. I don't... Wow.
I wasn't staring.
The freak infected by an alien horse bite.
A horse bite. Is that what they said?
Don't worry, the dog. You don't belong here with these freaks.
The dog. Is that his name? The dog.
It sound worse than it is. I mean, we're all going to a resort planet with gentle nurses and whatnot.
Boimler, you bought into that, didn't you? Nothing named the farm ever turns out to be good. Oh. Wow.
It's the Rubidoux, Captain. All systems appear to be offline.
No, that looks like they've received damage. I mean, right? I'm seeing that, right? There's a debris field.
Durga, get the main systems back online. Mariner and I will figure out where the crew is holed up. Oh, and someone make sure to get a picture of me and Captain Dayton when she thanks me for saving her ass again.
Captain Dayton's gonna be dead. This is gonna turn bad real quick.
What is going on with you? I really need you to step it up. Sorry.
It's expectation. It's expectation. She doesn't want to disappoint. We're learning a lot more about Mariner.
Say it with me! Freaks, fight back!
Yeah, freaks fight back.
I mean,
Freaks fight back is what they were all chanting. We were all doing it.
it's what they were all chanting.
Mutiny on my ship? How dare they!
Sir, they just want more information.
Is this guy the same alien as Eric's on the animated series?
For a rude awakening!
Rude.
You so nobody gets hurt. We're all Starfleet. We have to follow the rules.
I am
Yeah.
the rule!
Yeah, he's... My question is, why did Tendi accompany the dog then? There's nothing wrong with Tendi, presumably. They're floating for a reason.
No, that thing is still out there.
There's nothing outside.
What thing?
You don't understand. We're inside of it.
Mutiny makes you traitors! Boimler told me everything! Brad Boimler! Right there! Brad Boimler! Boimler!
What the hell? Wait. I have no idea how he found out, guys. That's crazy.
Get him!
Is he intangible? He's not, right? He's...
Feeds on electricity.
Durga, do not restore power.
Captain, artificial gravity is coming back online.
Oh boy.
How big is this thing?
It said you're inside it. So does that gas cloud, that nebula? If that's a gas cloud?
Hallway, now! Ramsey to Cerritos, prepare for emergency transport.
You can't get everybody with an emergency transport.
I don't want to die in space. I don't want to die in space. We're all dead.
Pick her up. We have to get to the bridge. That's where we beamed in. There's a good chance we can still get a signal out.
There you go, Mariner.
Something's going on here. You've been non-stop screwing up, and then suddenly you're back to taking charge and punching out captains.
Because this is Mariner right here.
Trekkie.
You were taking a dive, weren't you? You figured out I was gonna offer you a spot on the Oakland.
Yeah, well, maybe I didn't want my best friend trying to trick me into a job I didn't.
She doesn't want promotion.
You got the best grades, you kept us all on track. Now it seems like you don't even like Starfleet. How about you stop pretending to be a and I'll stop trying to recruit you, and we can go save these people. Deal!
Oh, Mariner, what happened? What happened?
Loud right? Any last words? Please don't hurt me. Please don't hurt me. I'm just a freak like you. See? It wore off. I'm not a freak anymore. Hey!
They're gonna put you out the airlock, bud. Oh, so you're legit trying to kill him.
Wait, why is the air not being forced from my lungs?
The farm. It's real?
Isn't it beautiful? The missions might be long.
Red herring. Well, so why does Boimler even have to be here now? Oh my god, it's everybody in the Pike chair. I do know the Pike chair from Strange New Worlds.
This is where we have to say goodbye.
Oh,
Leave you. You aren't a freak. You're just a good dog.
he's a good pupper.
Tendy, you have been an exemplary creator. But do not cry. I like it here. There's far more space to run and many fascinating things upon which to urinate.
Wait, you knew she could talk and walk?
Yeah, of course she can talk. She's a dog.
Normal dogs don't do any of that stuff.
They don't? Wait, but normal dogs hover and spit lightning, right?
No, none of that.
You are a freak.
I know. I just didn't want you to worry. Oh, she's such a good girl.
She is. She's the best dog. Again, much ado about Boimler. This is a Mariner episode. Come on, come on, come on.
There's some sort of alien entity inside the ship.
Oh, you think?
You think? Hey, you think?
Rutherford, we need your transporter thing up and running now.
Quick.
Weird.
Boimler's out of here.
Yeah, make everybody weird. Boimler came back. Just get him out. Hull decompression.
Come on, baby. Get
Come on, Rutherford. You did it, buddy.
Oh man, I knew you could do it, Ruthy.
That noise. It worked, bud.
The evacuation of the USS Rubidoux was a success thanks to the quick thinking of the Cerritos crew. While the exact classification of this space entity eludes us, we believe it to be peaceful, in search of a home.
It just took it like a new shell, like a hermit crab.
Would you look at that? Nothing like a big crazy alien to remind you why Space Explorer is such a great gig.
Don't try to talk her into it.
If you want a chance to lead by example, I'd have your back.
Yeah, if I was gonna rank up for anyone, it would be you.
I love it.
I have some stuff to figure out while I'm lower decks. About
Why?
like maybe I'll buckle down and become a captain. Maybe I won't. Probably won't.
The greatest captain. Oh my god, that was so fast. Jeez, oh Pete. I mean, get out of town with that. All right. Well, shit. I was enjoying that too much. These are going by too fast. All right, my friends, that was Lower Decks Season 1, Episode 7, Much Ado About Boimler. And the only thing we have to do now, well, let's talk about it. All right, my friends, just got finished watching Star Trek Lower Decks Season 1, Episode 7, Much Ado About Boimler. I'm going to try to make my thoughts a little bit more concise, but damn, I love talking about this show. So, all bets are off. I'm going to try to make it shorter at the intro and shorter here. It's probably not going to work. Okay, so a couple things I wanted to talk about right off the bat. Again, I have 8, 9, and 10 left in Season 1. And I'm very, very curious to see that if the writers decide to kind of root out a bit from the episodic formula that most Star Trek shows have. We've seen that now. We've just seen bits and pieces, problem of the week, very compact, very wrapped up in their own episodes. Any type of, we haven't had any callbacks yet. We haven't had any indications that past triumphs or failures are, playing a role in the decision-making process now. So we don't see any type of, growth between episodes, so to speak. The same problems exist. We see people having the same type of reactions to things, and there's sort of like an unspoken growth. And let me give you my example for that. The unspoken growth is we've seen a development in like Rutherford's character. We've seen Rutherford grow more attached to Tendi. Like we saw it in the last episode, Terminal Provocations, where, she's so cute when he was talking to Badgie and things like that. So, we've seen a growth there, but nothing that's explicit, nothing that basically calls back to an event or a conversation or something from a prior episode. We are meant to see that those things occurred, but they're unspoken. There's no exact kind of detailed oriented referent back to before. I'm very curious because I think that it would make it, I'm not sure if it would make it easier. It probably would make it easier on the writers to have like a serialized callback here towards the end of the season to kind of like say, hey, here's where we've come from, here's where we're going, here's where we are right now. Just to make it easier to kind of explain certain things with Mariner's character. Boimler's pretty static. I've said that before, in that we've pretty much see what Brad is. Brad is he's a go-getter. He is a rule follower. His problems arise from the character that he is, not the character we need to learn about. We know Brad, and Brad's problems and Brad's, trials and tribulations come from who he is in the environment in which he's placed. Brad Boimler on the Cerritos, there's going to be problems no matter what, but his overcoming that is basically him coming to grips with himself. He has his own kind of compact story. Mariner, we certainly don't know enough about Mariner, and we're learning more each episode that kind of features her. Again, with this one, she has a severe distaste for promotion. And I shouldn't say that she has a severe distaste for promotion, so to speak, in that she's actively trying to get herself like thrown out of Starfleet. She doesn't. She wants to continue to be a member of Starfleet, as she said. Why can't I be just a super, really good, cool, accomplished ensign? Why is that? You know what? And I luckily, again, I refer to all my friends over on YouTube who are leaving comments that basically say, listen, you're going to get an answer, but it's not coming quick. And so I'm perfectly fine with that. I'm not going to sit here and pine over advancing a story that has been so good so far that I will gladly wait. These writers have proven their chops again and again and again and again and again. Who am I to second guess the flow in which they give information? So if you all say that the answers are coming, they're just not coming as quickly as the next episode, I am perfectly fine with that. But I can still question. I can still theorize. I can still, Mariner's my favorite character. She's hands down my favorite character. I love all the characters. I mean, I love the peripheral characters like Shax and Ransom and Freeman. They are all great. They all have incredibly funny lines at times, and we get to know a little bit about them. And it's not that they are uninteresting or they're the supporting characters to the Lower Decks crew. And so, but Mariner she's so complex, and again, I think there are people out there that would argue that she's not complex, that she just has an aversion to authority, whether it's somebody in a position of authority or her becoming a person of authority, which is it seems to be absolutely true, and that she will do anything in her power to control her own fate, whether that means, like Captain Ramsey said, what are you doing? You're actively sandbagging this. You're actively knowing that I was going to offer you a job over on the Oakland, you decided that you would just, act the fool, and then I would think differently about that type of thing. So she wants to stay where she is. She doesn't want to go forward, but we do know from the past that she has at least once gone up and been demoted. And if you count the thing that Freeman did, we actually saw that, where Freeman promoted her to lieutenant, and then eventually she got demoted when she made fun of censors from the admiral. But I think my with Mariner, it's more than that. You can't just say that she has an aversion to authority, whether it's her own position or taking orders from authority, because there's more to it. She was in a position of authority off screen. We heard before she had that little lieutenant bump in that one episode that she had made promotion and been demoted at least once. I think the inference was like twice or two times or more. So if that's the case, then not only did she get promoted at one point, she got demoted. And then again, if you're working with a theory, it's like my theory is she got promoted and got demoted for something. And then at some point she was offered promotion again or put herself in a position to get promoted again. If it's been twice, did it again thinking maybe this time will be different and then was demoted again. So it's either she becomes in a position of power and doesn't like it at all and kind of forgot what it was like. And then now she's completely averse to it. But my theory is, and again, like they said, questions like this won't be answered for a while. My theory is she got promoted and something bad happened. Whether she was in charge of an away team or she was in charge of, some type of specialist crew, or I don't think that she would have like command of a ship by any stretch of the imagination, but a group or a specialist group or division group or something like that, where she had a couple people underneath her and somebody died. That's my guess. And I know that's a kind of an easy one. Why don't you like being in charge? Because somebody got hurt when I was in charge. That's like the easiest way to have somebody, not want to be in that position again, is to have it gone so badly before. And again, I think that the writers, if they go that route, it'll be a lot more advanced than what I'm thinking. And I don't mean advanced like intricate or very not confusing, but this Quentin Tarantino-esque web of a story that's Mariner. I think that it's going to be complex in that there is, if I had to make a guess, the way that the writers have gone so far, that there's going to be like a mental health aspect to this. Not necessarily like a depression or an anxiety, but more like a fear, just a profound fear. And we've seen that flash a couple times in an intimate moment with Mariner, and we saw one in this episode when Captain Ramsey hugged her and said, "Oh yeah, number one," gave her a hug. And Mariner, as long as Ramsey could see Mariner, Mariner was fine and great with that. As soon as they hugged and her head was over Ramsey's shoulder, she had that look of dread. It wasn't a look of uncertainty, it was a look of dread. And we rarely see fear or any of its kind of peripheral emotions or displays in Mariner. And when it happens in Mariner, we have to take notice of that, because Mariner, by her actions and her very personality makeup, she's an adventurer. She's in the vein of Kirk. She has no fear when it comes to her job. She knows she is good at it, and she is very confident in her instincts in the moment, which I love. No better way to, what more do you want from a Starfleet officer of any rank? If you're going to be in charge of other people's lives, whether by command or by position of what your job is, an engineer, you might not be in charge, but you do something wrong, could cost lives. So, Mariner is incredibly complex, and I'm so invested in her story. And of course, I want that story answered so I can, go into the next thing. But with this one, and of course, with your comments, I think that I need to just pump the brakes and wait and enjoy this, because it is you can tell the writers love this character. You can tell that Tawny Newsome loves this character, and that they are doing everything right. And take your time. I will often say, I want to know what's going on with Mariner because I'm super duper curious. I don't need to know it yet. You let me keep asking that question for as long as it takes, because Mariner is that important of a character. You need to let that stuff percolate. We need to let it, bake a little bit, and I will be all the more anxious for it. So that's Mariner in this episode. Now, a couple other things that we had going on that I thought was, a bit of an advancement of different characters. Like I said, poor Brad. Poor Brad is as static as a character can get as far as our Star Trek character. Have we seen growth in Brad yet? To me, Brad is a great ensign. He's a great ensign because he's somebody that really, really, really loves the job. He wants to know everything about the job. He wants to know everything about outside of his department. He wants to know it all. He has a dream for himself, and that dream ends in a chair, And I think that Brad probably exemplifies way more ensigns and Starfleet cadets and graduates than most. I think there's more Brad Boimler in most Starfleet cadets than there is Beckett Mariner. I think that you see, especially in this time period, just a very ambitious, very goal-oriented, very driven character that just doesn't have the practical experience and doesn't seem to be learning the practical experience as quickly as, somebody else might be. So while I love Brad and I think that Brad eventually is going to make a great officer, it's going to take him some time to kind of rise in the ranks. But that's great. We get to do that too. We get that, and that's what Brad's character is. Brad is there to let us know the trials and tribulations of an ensign, without the supreme confidence, experience, and just power in work that Mariner has. And you could say that with the others too. Brad knows a lot, but is Brad better at his job than Rutherford is at engineering? I'm going to go with Rutherford as far as who's the better specialist, or who's doing better, who's performing better on the Cerritos. Is Brad better than Tendi? Now, we haven't seen too much of Tendi, but Tendi just made a dog, and not a dog, but like a super dog. Like what was Superman's dog's name? It wasn't like Super Dog, was it? Crypto. Shit, of course, it's Crypto. You can't buy him, but poor Crypto with a K. Crypto had all these powers, and hell, she made Crypto, thinking that's what all dogs did. It's great. They don't talk. They don't spit lightning. No, Tendi, they don't. Oh, well, that explains it. Again, look what Tendi did. She's been spending all this time. So even the little things that we get from Tendi, is Brad better than Tendi in their specific tasks? I'm still probably leaning towards Tendi. That's not a slight on Brad. It's just Brad needs to learn. He needs to grow into the uniform. He's going to be at a PIP for a while, so it's going to be a bit before we see Lieutenant Boimler. With all that being said, though, Rutherford surprised me a little bit in this episode. We're starting to see little flashes of something from Rutherford. And I don't know if this is intentional or just coincidental. And by that, I mean this. In the last episode, Terminal Provocations, we saw the whole Badgie kind of thing. And it's the one where I thought that the Tendi Rutherford storyline was actually the A-plot of that one, whereas normally it's the Boimler Mariner storyline. Also, in this episode, it was the first time they kind of broke the groups up a bit. As we didn't have Boimler and Mariner together, we had Boimler and Tendi together. Not really, they were in the same space. Rutherford by himself and Beckett over with Ramsey. So they split the lower decks crew up and kind of switched them up and, switched the musical chairs around a little bit on them, which was cool. The thing that is going on, though, with Rutherford is, back in Terminal Provocations, we had the element with Badgie where it was like Rutherford got irritated quickly when Badgie couldn't load, and then he kicked Badgie to get him out of the glitch, which we're not sure if that's what caused Badgie to go batshit crazy, but something caused Badgie to go batshit crazy. And, Rutherford had a weird kind of approach to that, where he was so looking to impress Tendi and, called her cute for the first time, which again, yes, could it be a friendly term? Sure. But it normally is reserved for somebody that has romantic interests, which that's growth in Rutherford's character. If he's starting to admit that, even to Badgie, but he's starting to admit it out loud that he, thinks Tendi's cute, likes Tendi. We had that moment that I really, really liked where they were practicing in the holodeck and she mag booted herself to him, and for a moment they were very close, and you could tell that she was a little bit oh, what's going on, and he was like, oh, there she is, and it had that kind of feel of, I hated to say it, unrequited love, and somebody that's desperately in love with somebody. Rutherford desperately, Tendi unrequited. We'll see, though. I mean, that's something else going on. But in this episode, we saw Rutherford irritated at the beginning, which the cold open bled directly over into the regular episode, which it normally doesn't do. So we have to note that when it does. That with the dog, he was unimpressed by what Tendi had done. And that seemed very different. That was a switch in his mindset, because normally, normally you would think that Rutherford would, no matter what Tendi did, oh, that's great. Oh, you made something far, oh, that's a vial of blood that you drew. Oh, amazing. Maybe even over the top, complimenting even the simplest of tasks. Where creating a super dog is unreal he seemed dismissive of it. Like, you know, which was off kilter for Rutherford. And then when we picked Rutherford's story back up and he was working on the transporters, you know, which ended up getting Boimler, first off, the transporters were wrong. And it caused, you know, that one Cochrane of phase inversion or whatever he said it was to keep him from, you know, Boimler from rematerializing. So it was kind of not the first time we've seen Rutherford struggle a little bit with engineering stuff, but not to the point where something went that wrong. So and I might be misremembering something. Maybe Brad did have like a mistake before. I just can't remember it. Or not Brad. Maybe Rutherford had a mistake before, but I just can't remember it being. I can't remember him, you know, other than, you know, coming out of something and saying, oh, there's a fire, and him putting it out and being, oh, the Cerritos is old. You know, and that's not really Rutherford. Something's up with Rutherford because when Brad met him to do that before the little transporter thing, he was like barking, like, you know, like what? Like he was irritated. And again, you know, Rutherford can absolutely be irritated, can absolutely be having a bad day, can absolutely be, you know, a little bit off. He seemed to come back around towards the end of the episode, you know, where, you know, it's just cosmetic when everybody came back in and they were, you know, still phasing. But there seems to be, anytime the writers do something, I have to believe at this point through 7 episodes, it is intentional. They absolutely mean to do what they're doing. And so when they do something that is different in the character, that pings for me. Like they want me to see this. They want me to remember this. So going forward, I'm going to remember that Rutherford was a little off in these last 2 episodes. Showed flashes of both irritation and aggression, negative emotions. Like, you know, showed, and again, you know, he's absolutely allowed to do that. Even with his Vulcan cybernetics, he is allowed to have these emotions. It's just, I think it's strange that we didn't see them before the last 2 episodes. It's almost as if, you know, the writers want to say he's going through some stuff. We want you to know about it. Okay, so I've noted you, Rutherford. Again with Tendi. Tendi is so devoted to her craft and devoted to medicine and devoted to being the best that she can be, that, you know, while we see the growth with her, you know, with that wanting everybody to accept and like her, being the negative thing, I would like to have some more on Tendi just to kind of flesh her out a little bit. I've got an idea of where she is and who she is. It's a better way to say it, who she is. I think I would just need a couple more just to not necessarily nail it down or, you know, pigeonhole her in a specific like persona, but just to have a better feel for her, just to, you know, make sure that what I'm thinking and who she is actually right. Again, Mariner's story takes its time. Brad's is perfectly fine. You know, it's perfectly fine, everybody. This show. Holy shit, my friends. This show is so good. It is so amazing. It is so powerful. When I edit these things, when I put them back together, I find myself rewatching these episodes. You know, it takes me so long to edit Lower Decks because I am just engrossed in each scene and each line that these characters give, and these actors perform. You all watched, you all know this show fucking rocks, man. It is so, so good. I just, my big fear is we're at episode 7, you know, 8, 9, 10, and then we're on to season 2, everybody. So, you know, while I want all of the Lower Decks, I want it to last forever, but we'll see, my friends. My friends, speaking about lasting forever and the fact that I have talked on and on like I promised not to do, if you could, please hit that like button, smash that subscribe, ringy-ding-ding that bell for notifications for whenever we go live here on YouTube with any Star Trek or sci-fi related material. And if you'd like a longer format or the full-length watch-alongs or get the episodes a little bit early, Lower Decks should be at least 1 or 2 episodes ahead over on Patreon. Join us there. Link down in the description. We have a growing community and a growing library, and I've been trying to post at least every day or 2 videos a day just to kind of get ahead over there to make sure that anybody that's a patron can see what's coming and enjoy what the great vast universe of Star Trek has for us. So, my friends, that's all I have. I cannot wait to watch the next Lower Decks. I can't wait for you to join me, my friends. Thank you so much for the lovely comments. My heart Everything is here for the channel and here for all of you. So let's continue this journey, my friends. But today, before you do anything else, put a smile on your face. Think of these awesome, awesome crew of the Cerritos. Vulcan roll. And I'll see you next time.